Unlock a deeper connection with our community through our Patreon. Gain exclusive access to behind-the-scenes content, bikini hauls, and Patreon-exclusive massage videos. Join our Patreon or download our app to embark on a path of tranquility and self-discovery. Your journey awaits. Namaste.
Hello, welcome. Today we're going to be doing a yoga sequence for better sleep, and this is for anybody in their third trimester of pregnancy. Two things that you will need are going to be a couple of firm pillows, and you can make do with some blankets too. Just kind of grab what you have around the house, and let's go ahead and get started. If you don't have time to watch this video right now, go ahead and save for later and just do it whenever you get a chance. All right, so getting started, a little word of advice. So for our third trimester, definitely offering ourselves just as much support as possible. So never holding back from just more support and kind of a gentler practice. So let's go ahead and start at the wall. If you haven't already, go ahead and set your mat up at the wall, and you can just sit on whatever prop you have available, and you can just go ahead and lean against that wall, but keeping your spine softly elongated, so just not collapsing through the shoulders, and just allowing the hips to relax. And go ahead and just relax your face as you close your eyes, and notice if there's any catching in your hips. Sometimes one knee can be slightly elevated or both, and just really allowing everything to soften. Keeping that spine long. You might be feeling like you're leaning back slightly. That's okay. I just want you to feel that support of the wall. And so just allowing the abdomen to soften and feeling rooted through our sit bones. And just notice if your shoulders are kind of up by your ears. Just relax your shoulders. You lengthen through the spine. Relax the jaw, the face. And we're going to start with just a gentle breathing practice. This is one of my favorites if I'm feeling a little bit scattered or getting ready for bed. It's just a really nice thing to do for yourself. So go ahead and bring that right hand onto the head and just take a few breaths here. So inhales and exhales, breathing in and out through the nose. And just letting the breath be natural and gentle, not trying to force a deep breath here. Just allowing the face to soften, collecting any lingering thoughts, and just really feeling more centered as we breathe. And keeping that right hand on the forehead. And just letting that gentle pressure of our hand against our head help with our awareness, being more present. Go ahead and bring your left hand onto your heart, keeping your right hand on your head. If your right hand's starting to feel tired or your right arm starting to feel tired, you can actually just go ahead and change position. You can bring your right hand on your heart and your left hand on your head. And do this throughout our breathing practice if the arm above starts to feel tired. And really just letting our awareness deepen into our heart space. So moving from thinking more into feeling. And really just inviting our mind, our thoughts to move deeper into our heart and quiet down a bit. And notice if you're starting to kind of drift away from the wall, and just let yourself be supported by the wall as you breathe. And finally, go ahead and bring that hand that's on your forehead, go ahead and bring that to your belly, sending love to your baby. And starting with love for ourselves, and then we have a lot more love to give our baby and the people in our life. Just take a few breaths here, breathing into our heart space. And really just sending lots of love to our little one. And just relax your face. And a few more breaths here at your own pace. And throughout our practice today, if you start to feel a little distracted, just bringing yourself back through awareness of breath. And go ahead and just let your hands rest on your knees and lengthen through that spine, keeping the eyes closed. Just a few more calming breaths. Relaxing the shoulders. And you can open your eyes. And let's come to a standing position. So we're going to set ourselves up at the wall. You can get rid of your prop. And go ahead and just step towards the wall. You can bring your hands hip height. And go ahead and just walk yourself back. Walk your legs back, forming an L shape with your body. So you want to stack your hips over your ankles. And if your back has been feeling especially sore or achy, I would encourage you to widen your stance, wider than hip distance. You want it at least as wide as hip distance. Go ahead and look up, making sure the fingers are lined up, and just pressing through the palms, rooting down through the feet. Rooting down through the tripods of the feet, below the big toe, below the little toe, and center of the heel, feeling balanced through our feet, and drawing the shoulder blades in, really allowing the upper back to open. Not allowing our abdomen to sag, just feeling that length in the spine as we press through our palms. And go ahead and just nice and slow, you can drop your hands and you can wrap your hands around your calves or your ankles, coming into a deeper forward bend. Keeping as much length in the spine as you can as we bring that stretch deeper into our hamstrings and our calves. And just let the head relax. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Go ahead and press through the feet. You can bring the arms overhead. Long spine here. And go ahead and release. And let's go ahead and do that one more time. You can step towards the wall. I really like to do poses more than once, just because I kind of feel it's a nice way to explore your body, kind of deepen in your practice. So hands are hip height. Go ahead and walk yourself back. One more time. So feet are at least hip distance apart. Make sure that your hands are lined up. Feeling even more length this time as you press through the palms, rooting down through the feet. Tuck your chin in, feeling length all the way from your tailbone through your neck. Not jamming those thighs back, feeling a softness in the knees. Keeping the thighs engaged. And just gently, you can go ahead and wrap your hands around your calves, any part of the leg that feels good, and just pulling gently for a deeper stretch. If you'd like to walk it out a little bit, you can just bend that one knee at a time, just slightly, isolating the stretch into your calves and your Achilles heel. Or you can just be still in the pose, whatever feels good, listening to your own body. And pressing through the feet, go ahead and bring the arms overhead, long spine here, tugging the tailbone in, not overarching in the low back. And go ahead and release. And we are going to go ahead and come to the ground. So go ahead and come to the forward edge of your mat and coming into tabletop, stacking our shoulders over our wrists and our hips over our knees. And just moving in harmony with our breath. So on the inhale, pressing through the palms, rounding the spine. And on the exhale, rolling those shoulders back, keeping the belly soft here. Inhale, rounding. Exhale, opening, softening in the belly. 3 more at your own pace. Breathing into each vertebrae as you breathe in and out. And keeping that belly nice and soft. And 1 more. Coming into child's pose, go ahead and bring those big toes close together, knees nice and wide apart. And go ahead and just rest your head on the floor, allowing your tailbone to sink down towards the heels. And if you feel any uncomfortable pressure in your abdomen, you can just grab a pillow or whatever prop you have, and you can stack your forearms, just creating a little bit more comfort if you need it. And this actually feels really nice with the pillow. Just taking a few breaths here. You can release that pillow if you're using one. And go ahead and bring the head onto the floor, walking those hands forward. Go ahead and bring your hips up and getting set up for downward facing dog. Hands are slightly in front of the shoulders and knees are slightly behind the hips. Nice wide stance with your feet here and pressing right into downward facing dog. You might need to walk your hands in or out depending on your own body. Just pressing those thighs back, letting the heels move towards the floor, drawing the chin in, drawing the shoulder blades in, and just enjoying how much freedom there is in the spine here. Gravity is moving the weight of our baby, of our belly, towards the floor instead of on our spine. Should feel really nice. And go ahead and walk those feet forward to a full forward fold, nice wide stance. And go ahead and look up, long spine. You can grab hold of your calves, any part of the leg, full forward fold. Pressing through the feet, go ahead and bring those arms overhead, long spine, tucking the tailbone in. And go ahead and release. Sometimes those little aches and pains that we start to feel in our back or whatever It's just because weight gets kind of funky and our center of gravity shifts. So this is one of my favorite ways to just kind of bring everything into a healthier place, more balanced place. So from Tadasana, so go ahead and just rooting down through the feet, bringing the head back in line with the shoulders. Be aware of any overarching in the low spine, tucking the tailbone in. And from there, you can just go ahead and bring your hands onto your hips. And this is Tadasana with lifted heels. So just keep that same position, and you're gonna go ahead and just rock onto the balls of your feet and hold for a second or two. So to hold at the top of that movement, you need to be in healthy alignment. And this was just a great teacher for making sure that our spine's supported. I know that lately, sometimes I'll get a weird kink in my back when I'm trying to go to sleep. And it's just because our center of gravity it's so different in the third trimester. Do about 3 more at your own pace, just pausing at the top. You really need to tuck that tailbone in to hold position. 1 more. Holding at the top. And release. And setting up for Malasana, go ahead and just bring your hips wider than hip distance apart, and you want to angle your feet a little wider than 45 degrees. Nice and slow as you sink down. So just really protecting those knees, sinking down through the hips. And you can bring your hands onto the floor, or you can come into prayer position. So just really allowing the hips to sink down towards the floor, keeping the spine as long as you can, and keeping the belly nice and soft. And allowing the heels to sink closer towards the ground. Let's just take a few breaths, bringing into those hips. And you can just go ahead and come on down, and we're gonna get ourselves set up for side lying shavasana. Go ahead and grab the 2 pillows that you have, or if you have a blanket and a pillow, whatever you have. So make sure that you have something comfortable to rest your head on, and go ahead and just come onto your side, and you want to make sure that there's something in between your legs so that you're nice and comfy. And setting ourselves up for shavasana, side lying, since it's not very comfortable at this point to lay on our back for very long. Go ahead and just let your right arm extend and relax, and just find whatever hand position feels the most comfortable. And just let your head rest on that support. And we're going to take a few minutes just resting in shavasana. So shavasana is about bringing greater awareness into your body, not really zoning out. So go ahead and just let your breath be whatever it wants to be. And let it anchor you if you start to feel distracted. And you can close your eyes if you haven't already. And just notice if you're keeping any part of your body lifted. So just really let everything sink into the ground. Really surrender all that holding, all that tension, just giving it all to the floor. I'd like you to relax your jaw, let your tongue rest in the lower part of your mouth, and just feel space in your mouth. And just let your face be soft. And you have everything that you need right now. Just allowing yourself to deeply relax, knowing that. I'd like you to spend as long as you need to here. Whenever you're ready, you can come to a seated position, and that's it for our practice today. If you enjoyed today's video, you should check out our app Yoga Plus, where you'll find some exclusive content. I look forward to seeing you there.
Welcome to Yoga Plus. Courses available from pupil to yogi. Sort by yoga, fitness, and instructors. Create your own routines. Access the pose library. Yoga Plus by PsycheTruth, available on Google Play and the App Store.
Join us for 14 and 30-day programs, hour-long classes, and much more on our yoga app, Yoga Plus by PsycheTruth. It's free to download and features a variety of wellness content, including yoga, fitness, Pilates, guided meditations, and interviews with dozens of wellness experts.